Just a quick heads up, consuming raw or undercooked meats, poultry, seafood, shellfish, or eggs may increase your risk of foodborne illness. Hello everyone, my name is Tyler and today we're going to be making spicy ahi poke. So poke is a dish that comes from Hawaii and it's been gaining a lot of popularity, particularly on the west coast and here in Seattle. So ahi is another name for yellowfin tuna. Sometimes it also goes by the name maguro. That's the Japanese name, so if you're picking up fish from like a Japanese market or anything like that, sometimes you'll see it labeled as maguro. Please make sure to check that your fish can be eaten raw. A good indicator of this is if it says sushi or sashimi grade on it, it means it's safe to eat raw. However, there's always a risk that you can get an illness from eating raw meats such as fish, so just keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the ingredients. As always, the ingredients will be listed down in the description below. So we're going to start off with half a pound of ahi tuna, or fish of choice. You can pretty much use any fish you want as long as it's safe to eat raw. When I first started using or testing this recipe, I didn't actually use tuna because it tends to be pretty expensive. Next, you're going to want about like 3 slices of an onion, not a lot because it's just used as a topping mainly. Next, you're going to want to use 5 tablespoons of shoyu, also known as soy sauce, 1.5 tablespoons of sesame oil, 3 tablespoons of Japanese mayonnaise, also known as kewpie. You can buy this at an Asian supermarket. 1.5 tablespoons of sriracha, half a tablespoon of chopped green onion, and lastly, sushi ginger. This recipe makes 1 serving, maybe 2 servings if you don't go that heavy in the fish, but I would say this is basically 1 serving. Okay, so here I have my piece of tuna, also known as ahi or maguro. I just bought it from a Japanese supermarket that I live near, called Wajimaya. Just make sure that the fish label says either sashimi or sushi grade. Either of those work, it just means that the fish is safe to eat raw and you can use it for sashimi or sushi, which is essentially what this is. So you want to cut it up into cubes, about 1.5 centimeters each. That way you get nice bite-sized pieces and it takes on the flavor of the sauce really well. You're going to want to put all of them in a big bowl and we're going to start making our poke. So first off, you're going to want to add the soy sauce to the mix, and then you want to add the sesame oil. And you just want to take your hands, you want to mix it all up. You want to make sure every piece is coated in the mixture. That way we can just let it marinate. And it'll have a good like savory base to it. Next we're going to want to cut up the onion. So we don't need a lot, we only need a couple slices honestly, because we're just going to use it in our marinade and also use it as a topping. So 3 or 4 slices of onion should work, and you want to cut about half a tablespoon or so of green onions because we're going to also throw some of that in the marinade and throw some on top at the end. So we're just going to take it. You can break up the onion into smaller pieces or you can leave it big. I tend to break it up just so it's a little bit more edible and it matches the size of the poke more. I'm going to toss that all in and just give it a good mix and make sure it's also coated in the shoyu or soy sauce and sesame oil mixture. We're going to cover that bowl and we're going to want to put it in our fridge for about 30 to 40 minutes. So once that's been marinated for 30 to 40 minutes, we're going to go to step 2, which is adding in the Japanese mayo, also known as kewpie. We're going to add in about 3 tablespoons or so of this. And next we're going to want to add in our sriracha. We're going to add in about 1.5 tablespoons. You can increase or decrease the amount of sriracha depending on the level of spiciness you want your spicy ahi to be. I don't really like it too spicy, so I usually go for a 2-to-1 ratio of mayonnaise to sriracha. If you add more mayonnaise, the poke will become less spicy, but also the sauce will be a little thicker. If you add more sriracha, the sauce will be a little runnier and a little bit more red, but it'll be spicier. It's up to you. Honestly, it's personal preference. So we're going to want to give that a good mix and make sure everything's coated. So once you're finished mixing, you're basically done. That's all there is to it. It's really, really easy and it's really, really good. So we're just going to want to scrape all of the poke on top of rice. And we're going to add a little bit of onions to the top and a little bit of green onions. Now the onions and green onions give a nice contrast to the spiciness of the dish. and add a little bit of sweetness. You can use white onions or yellow onions or sweet onions. I like all of them. And we're also going to add a little bit of sushi ginger, which also really makes the dish good. And when I make it for my friends, they love the sushi ginger added on. So that's all for today. Hope you guys learned something new, particularly how to make spicy ahi. Try it out for yourself, and if you have any questions, leave in the comments below and I'll definitely answer them. Thanks for watching and enjoy.